It's going to be very interesting to see now where they go with this, because they have now set the precedence of a power driver is writing people off TV. We haven't seen Randy Orton still, all till now, since Kevin Owens power drived him. So we've just had the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, being the victim of a power driver. When are we going to see him next? WWE Saturday Night Main Event from Nassau Coliseum, Long Island, New York is in the books. We had Gunther restoring the feeling as he retained the World Heavyweight Championship. Chelsea Green is crowned the first ever Women's United States Champion, and Kevin Owens power-drived Cody Rhodes and walked out with the WWE Championship. That's the first story we're going to get to on today's review. Starting from the main event, Cody Rhodes walked in with the WWE Championship, the Winged Eagle Championship, which many of us had kind of thought that was the case. He was gifted this by Triple H for one night only. He walked in, it looked great feels of that belt that we haven't seen since the late 90s or so. So real feel good factor. Kevin Owens was his challenger, was the opposition, and these two, they've been having an ongoing feud, which really reached a new height at the end of this match. But the action from this match was really good. Obviously, Cody Rhodes has been playing up the ankle injury that he sustained in his match against Chad Gable during the week. And again, some really kind of good spots from these guys, you know, Cody cutters and, you know, some RKO. We got an RKO on the announcers table, which was really cool. Ref bumps and all, maybe too many ref bumps. I'd like to hear what you guys have to say about that one. And, you know, these ref bumps caused Kevin Owens to actually get a 3 count over Cody Rhodes, but no one was there to count it. And Cody Rhodes eventually, after another ref bump, and Kevin Owens going outside the ring, trying to get a chair, trying to use the chair, Cody Rhodes gave Kevin Owens a crossroads onto a chair, pinned Kevin Owens, and retained the WWE Championship. The show went off air. Cody Rhodes looked like he was about to cut a promo, and all of a sudden Kevin Owens comes out of nowhere, blasts him absolutely out of nowhere. Kevin Owens picks up Cody Rhodes and puts him in a package power driver position, power drives Cody Rhodes in the center of the ring, and of course picks up the title, gloats like he's won the title. Medics and everyone rush to the ring. Cody Rhodes is not moving at all. Cody Rhodes is absolutely still when Kevin Owens leaves the ring with the WWE Championship to celebrate. He walks back into the ring, stands on Cody Rhodes as he continues to celebrate. And as he tries to walk out the second time, he is confronted by Triple H. Him and Triple H get into a bit of a physical altercation, a bit of pushing here and there, which was absolutely crazy to me just as a visual, because once upon a time, this was Triple H's guy. You guys surely remember when Triple H handed the WWE Universal Championship to Kevin Owens. So now to see these two going at it, you know, Triple H is kind of protecting his new poster boy, was a really interesting wrinkle in this story that I noticed personally. But all in all, I thought this was a really nice post segment that, you know, still keeps Kevin Owens looking strong and dastardly. My biggest irk with this is that it's not on TV. And if we think back to a lot of these two's feud, the main story beats have never been on TV. Yes, they could be using these other mediums like social media and digital content to kind of push the feud forward. I get that. But like, a lot of the key things haven't happened on TV. So if you're only watching week to week products, which of course they do, you know, TV packages so you can catch up with a story, you're missing these things. So I know obviously with them being on network television, there's no overrun on this particular show. So this happened afterwards, but I don't know whether this is WWE kind of trying to use it to boost their social elements, their digital elements, or to kind of tell us as an audience, listen, you need to be in the building for these shows. Otherwise you're going to miss pivotal story beats. I don't know, but it's annoying that something that had such, you know, emphasis didn't happen during the actual broadcast. It's going to be very interesting to see now where they go with this, because they have now set the precedence of a power driver is writing people off TV. We haven't seen Randy Orton still, all till now, since Kevin Owens power drived him. So we've just had the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes, you know, been the victim of a power driver. When are we going to see him next? they've set the precedent, so it's going to be very interesting to see what happens there. But Cody Rhodes is still the world champion. Kevin Owens walked out with the Winged Eagle Championship, so we'll see how they resolve that one. Before we get into the rest of the review, if you're enjoying it so far, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. My name's Mex, and I'm going to take you through the rest of the Saturday night main event review. So before I get into the matches, I just gotta say, I'm not one for nostalgia, but I did think that this entire show just felt great. Now, of course, I'm in the UK, I'm not watching it on network television. I've seen a lot of people talk about the amount of adverts that was in this show. I can't speak to that because my feed never had any adverts. It just felt like a really brisk show. I know the matches weren't particularly long, which has kind of annoyed some people as well. But I just felt like, you know, as a Saturday night, just viewing pleasure, bang, 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 5 matches, all went through, all done. I felt it created a lot of urgency. We'll talk about one particular that I felt was really good and benefited from this kind of format. But yeah, I had a great time. I thought Jesse the Body Ventura was great as a great addition. I thought Joe Tessitore in his little red bow tie was a really nice touch as well. Even Pat McAfee, which I recently said that he's not my favorite commentator in the world, I felt like he kept it kind of reined in and he was decent on the night. So all around the presentation and everything, the narrow entranceway with the fans trying to grab this WWE superstars, I thought it was all great. I really enjoyed the presentation of this show. First match, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre clearly on the bloodline hunter gimmick. He's put out a post on social media saying what, 1 down, 4 to go or something like that. So 100% he is hunting anyone and everyone involved in the bloodline. Really good match. I feel like these two have really good chemistry. Sami Zayn is just such a great baby face. Like, you can really get behind him. He hits that Blue Thunder bomb so well and it gasses up the crowd every single time. But Drew McIntyre, just coming back from his long absence, what, 2-month absence, he was never gonna lose here. Hit a Claymore out of nowhere and absolutely just annihilated Sami Zayn with that. Pinned him. Drew McIntyre gets the first win on the night and his first win since Bad Blood. Really strong match to kick off the show. I wanted a bit more, but like I said, this show was just really, really tight with everything. So I was happy with it, but I think if they got a bit more time, this would have went into like banger territory. It was a really, really good match. The Women's World Championship was on the line. The champion Liv Morgan defending against Io Sky. Io Sky is slowly becoming everyone's favorite. People like myself, I'll proudly say I've been here. I've been saying she's one of the best in the world, let alone WWE. But I think now she is kind of being pushed more as a single star with like the absence of like the main core of the 4 horsewomen. They need to create more single stars and people are beginning to see that Io Sky has what it takes. She's absolutely brilliant. And her and Liv Morgan had a really good match here. Liv Morgan, they done a little VT before the match began of, you know, just showing each of them and, you know, how we've got into this feud. Liv Morgan is having the year of her life, you know. I can't lie. She's not like one of my #1 females on the roster, but I can definitely see the improvement and she's definitely having a great run right now. These two had a really, really good match. It again was just a race to the finish. We saw a knee that Io Sky hit that absolutely bludgeoned Liv Morgan and she had blood pouring from her nose, but she fought on like a good trooper, like a good champion, hit Io Sky with the Oblivion and pinned her for the 3 count, retaining the world championship. And as she celebrated and went back down the entranceway, she was greeted by none other than Rhea Ripley, who had said previously, look, Io Sky has got next up, she has got the next opportunity, but if Io Sky doesn't get the job done, I'm next. Rhea Ripley didn't lie, met Liv Morgan on the entranceway, they posed up, and for sure now that has got to be Liv Morgan's next opponent. And hopefully for me, I need to see Rhea Ripley just get the win and, you know, let's be done with Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. I think it's overstayed its welcome, but one more match, I can stomach it, and let's get the title back on Rhea Ripley. Triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship. The champion, the Ring General Gunther, was defending against Finn Balor and Damian Priest. This, for me, match of the night. Like, this is what Gunther's reign has been missing for me. the urgency and just pure in-ring match ability. Like, I can quite confidently say nobody is as good as Gunther in this kind of mode. Like, he knew he had to get into this match and get out with his championship intact, and as they always say, he doesn't have to be pinned to lose the championship. I thought he was great, and not just Gunther, I just thought the entire match was great. Three men that for me are all, you know, world heavyweight candidates, and they just put on an absolute stonker from start to finish. Rapid urgency, great attacking prowess from all men involved. It was not too violent, but very kind of what's the word, strong style-ish at times as well. You know, some decent eye spots. Like, I just think this is one of the matches that, you know, just go and watch. Like, again, it wasn't like a classic or anything like that, but definitely best match on the night. I'm quite confident in saying one of the best matches of Gunther's reign so far as world heavyweight champion. And I feel like I said in the intro, this has almost restored the feeling for me and Gunther. Like, let Gunther do what he's great at doing, and that's having wrestling matches. We don't need to kind of press for all this character stuff. Like, not to say it's not his bag, but wrestling is his bag, and just let him do that. Damian Priest was great. Finn Balor was great. Finn Balor was the one that was pinned after a powerbomb, and like I say, Gunther retained the World Heavyweight Championship. The last thing we'll talk about today is the new Women's United States Championship, and this was the final of the tournament. Chelsea Green going up against Michin. I had said during the week on the Gorilla Position podcast how much history that these two had, and obviously with the rush to the finish, to this final, they hadn't really been able or had an opportunity to tell us that story of, you know, how close that these two are in terms of their wrestling relationship with one another. But on commentary, they told it, and I was really, really happy. Chelsea Green and Michin, or Jade back in TNA, that was Chelsea Green's first professional match, her up against Michin. And they said, even on commentary, which I wasn't aware of, last night was 7 years to the day that Chelsea Green won her first ever individual championship, singles championship. I think it was the TNA Women's Knockout Championship. So, you know, all the stars were aligning. Now, I will say that this was probably the weakest match on the card on the night. Maybe it was a time thing. They never had enough time. And, you know, I just feel like in terms of maybe ability, if you look up and down the match card, these two probably have the weakest ability, if that makes sense, out of everyone wrestling on the night. But listen, it's a women's mid-card championship. I think everyone and their dog wanted Chelsea Green to walk in there and win, and you know, that's exactly what happened. The finish of the match, I think, was really inventive. She kind of flipped off Michin's back from the top rope, had her in the Unpretty Her position and hit the Unpretty Her. The crowd jumped up because at that moment everyone knew that that was it. 1, 2, 3, Chelsea Green is the inaugural Women's United States champion, and there is nobody more deserving than Chelsea Green. She has been absolutely brilliant since her last return to the WWE, because Vince liked to hire her and then sack her when she got injured or whatever the case was. Like, she has been on an absolute tear, and it's a tear through the mid-card division, but it's a tear nonetheless. Entertaining, great spots, great matches, always willing to do what it takes to get herself over. Chelsea Green deserves this. And I feel like even for some of us that got the pleasure of kind of meeting her, doing the journalistic side of the job with her, like, she's such a hard worker, she's such a creative, she speaks so well, she's always got time for everybody. Like, genuinely, this is like, no one deserves this opportunity. They could have went with like a more established name, the Baileys, the Naomis, the Bianca Belairs, to kind of establish the title, but I feel like Chelsea Green is not going to let them drop the ball with this title and, you know, almost make it like a women's championship, so to speak. Chelsea Green deserves this. There's just no other words apart from she absolutely deserves this, and I can't wait to see what her run looks like. So guys, that was Saturday night main event. After everything and all the build up, probably it was just like a glorified house show, but like I thought, nonetheless, it was really, really fun, and we have got some big angles and big things that happen that we're gonna kind of talk about in the next few weeks. You know, it's probably gonna play out on TV and stuff. So yeah, Saturday night main event, looking forward to the next next one. Presentation wise, I thought it was good. The pacing of the show I thought was fine and stuff. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments of what you thought about Saturday night main event. Let me know what you think of Chelsea Green as the first ever women's United States champion, and Kevin Owens laying that power driver on Cody Rhodes. I want to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you like today's video, hit the like button, and if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. My name is Mex. I make videos on WWE and AEW, so if that sounds like something you're interested in, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time I upload onto the channel. WrestleManiac UK signing out, and I'll see you soon.